A single strand of hair found at a crime scene. A forensic analyst takes the stand, looks the jury dead in the eye, and declares a flawless, 1 in a million scientific match. The gavel falls, a conviction is locked in, and a life is shattered forever. But decades later, the rise of advanced genetic testing unmasks a terrifying truth. That definitive, unshakable piece of evidence that sealed a human being's fate, it didn't belong to the suspect at all. It turned out to be dog hair. Welcome to the hidden crisis of modern justice. In 2009, the National Academy of Sciences released a devastating report that sent shockwaves through the entire legal system. Their conclusion was stark. With the sole exception of nuclear DNA analysis, not a single forensic method had been rigorously proven to consistently and reliably connect evidence to a specific individual. Today, we peel back the layers of a system we trusted blindly, only to find that the ultimate truth was often carved out of human error. For a generation, elite prosecutors wielded microscopic hair analysis as an absolute weapon in court. Examiners compared surface scales and internal pigments under powerful lenses, claiming a level of mathematical certainty that simply did not exist. When the FBI and the Department of Justice conducted a sweeping review of these cases in 2015, a horrific reality emerged. In 268 trials where examiners had testified against defendants, erroneous statements were found in 257 of them, a staggering 96%. Among those wrongly accused defendants, 35 had been sentenced to the ultimate, irreversible fate, death row. Errors were confirmed in 33 of those cases, with 9 having already faced that final, permanent outcome before the errors were ever uncovered. We convinced ourselves that science was giving us answers, when in reality, it was only giving us mirrors. But the cracks in the foundation run far deeper than a strand of hair. There's another widely accepted forensic discipline that relies on a medium far more volatile and far more fragile: bite mark analysis. The courtroom reasoning sounds deceptively simple. If dental records can identify a body, a bite mark left at a crime scene should just as easily point to the perpetrator. For decades, this assumption was used to secure convictions in countless high-profile cases. But rigorous science tells an entirely different story. In landmark research led by Professor Mary Bush and her colleagues at the University at Buffalo School of Dental Medicine, scientists examined more than 1,000 human dental impressions and studied hundreds of bite marks on cadaver skin. Their conclusion was unambiguous. The alignment of teeth was so similar across individuals that it was impossible to reliably determine which specific set of teeth had made a given bite mark. In fact, when even a modest 25% distortion was introduced, the kind that occurs naturally in soft tissue, a significant portion of the entire population could have theoretically been identified as the source of a single bite mark. The biological truth is clear. Human skin is soft, elastic, and constantly shifting. It distorts under the slightest pressure, changes with body position, and begins healing immediately after an injury, making it the worst possible canvas for reliable physical measurements. Yet despite the total absence of empirical validation, there is still no federal ban. While Texas imposed a moratorium on bite mark evidence in 2016, In every other U.S. state, the decision to admit it in court is left entirely to the discretion of individual judges, prioritizing legal tradition over scientific progress. But if a distorted bite mark on human skin is a terrifying reality, wait until you see what happens when the state uses